Ranbir Kapoor sir. How are you? நல்லா இருக்கீங்களா?
Very good. Namaste. Good afternoon. Vanakkam. It's really a pleasure to be back in Chennai. Um, I firstly want to congratulate you guys for an amazing year again in the Indian film industry. I think three of my favorite films made in India in the last 1.5 years has been from the Tamil film industry, that being Jailer, Leo, and Vikram. So congratulations on that.
Say few words about our Tamil audience.
Well, the films and the culture that the Tamil audiences has been having over the years, we've seen videos of how you all celebrate cinema, how you all celebrate music, how you all celebrate your heroes and your heroines and everything. And I think that's very inspiring to watch, as an actor, somebody who aspires for that. When you see Rajni sir's entry, or when you see Telepathy Vijay sirs, or all the great stars, Kamal Hassan sir, Ajit sir, you see that their audience and their fans, they support them so much, they love them so much, they love the culture of cinema and movies so much, and I think that's very inspiring. And I think everywhere in the world, I think the Tamil root, the audience is a very strong base out here, and that's very nice.
Thank you. Rash.
I think you're seeing this film through the perspective of this character, which is the character I play, and other characters which I can't speak about. You should, once you see the film, you'll understand. But I think the reason why Sandeep Reddy Vanga called this film Animal is that animals behave out of instinct. They don't behave out of thought. So this character that I'm playing, he behaves out of instinct to protect his family. He's not thinking. He's behaving out of instinct. He's impulsive. I think that's where the title Animal came. And once you see the film, you'll realize, this film suits this title. Another one question. I remember the first time Suresh Anna showed us the bike and the gun, which was this what would you call it? A gun bike, sir? A bike gun? A war machine. War machine. We were like shocked. How did he imagine this? It was amazing, and he did it from scratch. It's such an original piece. It was a great idea that Sandeep and Suresh Anna had, and I think when you're acting for movies, you're not really shooting the gun. So you have to pretend, and you have to have the imagination that if you're operating a machine which is so heavy and large, what would that do to your body? What would that do to your ears? Because you're shooting for hours. So that I really had to imagine that, because of course the bullets are coming in CG. It's not in real. That's the magic of the movies. But I think just the idea was so fascinating. The creation was so amazing that I just feel lucky, that I have an image like that of shooting a gun like that.
After the COVID, we will create more pan-Indian movies. Do you think pan-Indian movies is our future? There is no like Bollywood or Kollywood, no separation. It will create only movie. It called only Indian movie like that.
Of course, I think it's such a healthy trend that is starting, because this is Indian cinema. We all are, people from India, and we are making cinema for each other. Of course, we have so many different languages, so many different cultures, but a good story will break every language barrier. We've seen that with Bahubali, we've seen that with KGF, we've seen that with Robot. We've seen that with so many films, and say even a film like Jawan, which released right now, which did so well in the South market. So I think a good story will appeal to a larger audience. We as filmmakers, as actors, we just have to choose the right subjects. And we hope that, we are all part of entertainment. We want to entertain as many people as possible. So with Animal, I hope that we are releasing it in, so many languages. The director and the team have really worked hard in presenting it in a very authentic way in those languages. And I hope that it reaches to as many audiences as possible. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the questions, and thank you team for answering. Can I have Shiv Chandra?
Sandeep Reddy Vanga is somebody who is very original. He's one of the most original filmmakers I've met. Because whatever he was narrating to me, us on set, we never had any reference to it. Usually, when you're making a movie, somebody gives you a scene, okay, this is the emotion. You think, acha, in this film, this had happened. You think of a South Indian film, a Hindi film, a Hollywood film. But in this film, whatever he was narrating, everything seemed so original that we all were very inspired to, do something very original. So all the credit goes to the director, Sandeep. And to answer your second question, yes, you are right. Especially in Hindi movies, we really tap into the mother-son relationship a lot. Even if we've seen films like, say, a KGF, which has the mother-son emotion. But I think this father-son emotion was something which inspired Sandeep to write this story. He told me the first time I met him, I asked him, I said, why did you think of the story and how did you think of the story? He's saying, I thought of the story starting with only one thin line, is that where would the obsession a son has for his father, where would it drive him to? What would it drive him to? To what kind of extremes? What would he do to protect his loved ones? Where would he go in his mind, in his actions? And I think that was a very interesting take on a father-son relationship, the obsession between father and son. So that was very exciting to be a part of.
Versus kid. There will be a natural love actually, so we don't need to any efforts or that. So in this movie, the obsessed love on father. Did you have any doubts on that in the script in the initial stage?
No doubt at all. I think most of, especially the Indian, the Indian males, they always have some form of conflict with their father. You know, there is always this distance. You know, because there's so much of respect, but there is also fear. So I think the father-son emotion, especially in India, is something which is very sensitive and it's not tapped into too much. So I think this film will really tap into that very interestingly. So I'm really looking forward to that.
So another question. Actually, obsessed love on father. Is that bad or good? What is going to project in this movie?
I think any kind of obsession is not healthy. You know, sometimes there are some deep-rooted childhood scars that you have which remain. That's why you have the obsession. Everybody loves their parents. You know, nobody does not love their parents. But I think obsession is something which can get very unhealthy. In this film, of course, he's an obsessive lover of his father. He's somebody who is obsessed. But that also made a very interesting movie out of him. You know, that character became interesting because of that obsession. So that's okay for the movies. I'm not sure if that's okay for real life. You know, that's too much obsession for real life.